Hi everybody, Gisele Grenier here from artplace.ca. We've got, I think, about 2 more sessions of the Bob and Doug project. Is for the background part, but not really a background part. We've done all our backgrounds, and now what I want to do is I want to take about 2 sessions and I want to create some backgrounds for embellishments. And what I mean about embellishments is things that you can glue on, because not everybody has the cash to go and buy a whole bunch of stuff, so we can make some ourselves. And just to show you, this is just embellishments that I've made from stenciling. And I've just done some rolls, and this is just a letter H. I've done some little things here and there on small pieces of paper, testing out some pens. Here's some practice that I've been doing. These are from videos from, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 videos ago, and I thought this would be kind of cool just to basically show you, give you some ideas of things that you can do for mini backgrounds. And these mini backgrounds we will cut out into tags, make little pockets and stuff like that for embellishments. You can, though, take these ideas to make full pages. Now, because we don't need the heavy-duty stock, all I'm going to do is just use, I've got these little mini pads of canvas paper and watercolor paper that I used for the Coast to Coast convention. These are what I have left over, so I'm going to be using these because they're the perfect size, because they are the size for making a big tag or folding over for a cute little pocket or a library pocket, stuff like that. Also a great size for punches. If you have scissors machines, you can use them for dies. These are really good size, even in an embossing folder. So what I have is I've got a few texture sponges. These are from Lang Nicole. These come in a 4 set. This, a flat roller, and what's the other one? Oh, it's too far in this I can't reach. So there's 4 of these in the box. I've got my brayer. I've got a really funky sponge. I've got my jelly pad. I've got my glass palette here, and I have the paper here because of the glare. That's why I don't like using glass. And I have my stencils. And the stencils are really great when doing monoprinting because you can get a lot of reverse resists or sorry, not reverse resist, reversed printing, so negative printing. And other than this one, I've got a box of just, this is, what have I called this? Hang on, I actually named this box, my label. My blue box Stampin' Stencils. So this is all stuff that would eventually make it into the bin. And many of you have seen these before because I started these last year. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff here. So we're going to use this stuff because you don't have to buy it. Okay, but I am going to use some of the actual stencils that I have just to show you different things that you can do. Okay, so I'll put this right here. I prefer having a table beside me. So let's get this one out of the way first, because the other one is going to be the one that's really fun. For paint, now it's best to use more liquid paint than thick paint. So I thought I'm just going to use Americana Acrylics for this one, and Glamour Dust. I usually use Traditions, but again, not everybody has the professional quality paints, so I'm going to use Americana, which is a very high quality. It's more of an intermediate paint. And I just have random colors. So let's see, Cinnamon Drop, 2 bottles of green mist, Cinnamon Drop, Green Mist, Irish Mop, Oyster Beige, Spice Pumpkin, Natural Buff, Banana Cream. And for the Glamour Dust, Purple Passion, Sizzling Red, and Sapphire Blue. I may pull out some other colors. I don't know, but I'm going to use these, and I'm keeping them fairly neutral, because if I want to put embellishments on top of this, I don't want there to be too much contrast. And these actually are quite nice on camera. So I'll put these aside. You can also use watercolors too. So let's start with let's put this over here. Now this is from Jelly Arts. This is Jelly Plate. I am going to be making my own, a much bigger one. I just have to find the time to do it on camera because it is quite time intensive. So I'm going to get started basically with a very simple monoprint. Now, monoprint means basically it's a one print. You do whatever you want on here. You roll your paint, do your design, put your paper on top, and there you go. You have your print. I like the actual ghost print, which is you've done your initial print. You take paper and you go again, and that's the one that I really like. And with monoprinting, you can do so much. I'm even going to use a feather and a whole bunch of stuff. If you put something down and roll into this, then you're basically going to get paint in this part. Okay, that's a positive print. if you put, now that I've broken my stencil, now if you put paint on here, put your stencil down, okay, then lift up. You're going to be lifting up all the paint that's touching here, then you get a different effect. So I'm going to show you both, but now preferably with a stencil that it didn't break. It's just me being careless. So let's do it with this one. Better be a little bit more careful. I really like these ones. So I'm going to get my paper prepared. We're going to do a bunch of these. Once you get started doing this, you can't stop. Now, if you don't have a jelly mat, so you can make it out of gelatin. There's a gazillion recipes on the internet how to make a gelatin plate from Knox Gelatin. These things here, don't get rid of them because you can make, if you have an embossing machine, you can make a die cut or just cut it out to make a cardboard stamp. You can, yeah, there's tons of recipes on the internet to make them. It's like tons and tons. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a very, very soft background because I don't want to just basically do a stencil print on this. That's kind of boring. So I'm going to do something really soft. So I'll start off with Oyster Beige. And I'm going to go right on here. Okay. And let's just get that rolled out. You need very little paint to do this. You see how far I go? Even now I have too much paint on this. And you get all these different pattern lines. Okay. Now this is acrylics. You technically should really wash this right away. And I just got my bucket. And I'm just going to put that in there. And then I'll get it started by putting some water in to cover it. Okay. I'll also show you this when we use these. So I get that basically done, and then you take anything. Okay, when I say anything, take anything. And what I really, really like doing is with bubble wrap. So I'll get started with that, and I'm just going to put bubble wrap down. And what I'm doing now is I'm lifting paint. Okay, pretty hard, eh? Now I'm going to put my paper down, and I can probably get 2 pieces out of this. Oh, I'm going to have a bit of a line there, but it doesn't matter. These are for embellishments. And we peel them up. Okay. That's kind of light, eh? That's the whole point, is for background. Now see how much is sticking? The paint is really drying. That's kind of cool. Well, let's now do the same thing. Now these I'm going to put aside. Where? I have no idea. Like I said, I can do, actually me as in Doggy Day Camp, I can put these on the floor. Now let's do the same thing now, except we're going to spritz with water. Actually, don't even have to spritz with water. I'll take the roller with the leftover paint right here. Leftover paint there. And these plates you can clean with dish soap and water. You don't need to worry about the paint drying on it. So that's kind of cool. Let's see what we can get with that. Right to the very edge. Go to the bottom on this one. And when you put your paper down, don't slide it back and forth, unless that's the effect you're going for. Very, very washy-washy look. Okay, that's 1. That's 2. And basically what I'm doing at this point is I'm using up all the paint on the palette. Well, let's go to something a little bit darker. I gotta let these other ones dry first before doing something else. So because this is basically a neutral, I can basically go with anything, any other color I want. So let's try a green. And let's take a yellow. I am gonna have to pull out some more paints. I can already see it. Don't over-roll it. Okay, I put too much paint on here. When the roller's not rolling, it's because there's too much paint on there. I'm going to keep this aside. I'm not going to put that in the water. I'll just put that there. Now let's do the same thing with the bubble wrap. Yeah, see, the paint is too wet. It's not lifting. And as every second that goes by, this is drying up a bit, and you can see the prints are looking a little bit different. Oh, I slid that one. Let's see what else we have here. What else have we got? And I let that dry just for a speck. A floor mat, and I just cut out some foam pieces. Got some circles there. If you guys have been following, you know I'm a circle freak. These you can then take and then just, you can stamp right back on top. No waste. Put that aside, because you can layer and layer and layer and layer and layer. Let's do, oops. Well, that went down in the wrong place, but oh well. Cool. Whoops, that went on the floor upside down. And let's go, now let's try to take advantage of this. So I'm going to go right in here. And then I'll take this and I'll go right in here. Let's take this and go right in here. And then lift that up. I'm going to try to use up all the paint because now basically it's drying. Yeah. What you don't want to do is leave the paper on so long that it actually rips the paper. Whoops. A little bit wet there. Take that roller, bring it back. Now we got some really nice texture in there. I can take a different sheet. So you can see you just keep going, then when they're dry you just turn the paper around and use the back side. Okay, let's use this one here and I'll go on an angle. This is just absolute basics to get you started. I'm talking basics. Okay, so you see, just by simply just putting on a little bit of paint and rolling, you can get something quite nice. I'm going to put these aside. Okay, now we'll go over to yellow. If we add red in this right away, we're going to end up with mud. Yellow and green on the color wheel are not friends when they're mixed together. Okay, I'm going to give that a little spray. And now let's do this one. So I'm going to put this down right here. And what I want to do is I want to make full contact. The stencil's a little bit big. I can turn around and make a print of this, but I could just easily stencil. We can do two things now. So I can turn around and let's just get an unusual print on this one. I'm letting this dry just for a spell. Well, we got a little bit of a line there. I'm going to put that aside right away. Drying time is key on this. It's all about the drying time. These are actually quite nice with watercolors as well. Okay, so bear with me as I just keep doing these. Okay. I'm going to put it back. I'll put it here. I'm going to press that back down. Don't want to let that dry too long. I'm going to take a baby wipe. Oh, if I have any left. Quick, quick. Quick, quick. I'm just going to wipe that out. This is also nice for, like what I'm doing here, this one here is nice for a full size print. Which is a shame that I'm not doing that. Oh yeah, look at that. We will go darker, don't worry. Just images. I don't think I have anything left on that, so I can take this back. Now I'm going to go beside. And we'll just wipe that one out. Okay. And let's do one like this. And very, very light. Now let's take that and we'll go aside here. So I'm just using up all the paint. And at this point it's just basically backgrounds. There's nothing really happening here. This side, I'm going to flip it over. This side, take that. And just get some marks going here. Okay, that's that. I have a whole whack load on the floor. use stamps. Now I'm not going to use my actual rubber stamps because they have to be cleaned right away. You can, I think I'm actually going to have to get some darker paint. These ones are not quite as dark. Let's take blue and orange, which we know will make yuck. We know will make yuck. Get a little bit of water in there to get the red going. This is going to be like mud. It's like pumpkin. Pumpkin, pumpkin, pumpkin. And use my little square. Actually, you can use really anything just to put a pattern in it. But if you're working with acrylics, make sure you just put your tools right back into water. Okay. And if I wanted to make a couple of tags, this tag is ripped. But if I want to do that, now I'm going to make two styles. One, this will actually give me a negative here, okay, which I then can cut around. And then the monoprint right here. That's cool. That is really cool. Okay, these go back on the floor. I can take this and just push into it. And this will pull up the paint, allowing me to make a print. Like so. Then I can take the same area. I don't know if there's anything left. This is the ghost print. To get that. I've got this block here which I can use for something else, or I can come right in here. Let's do it like this. We'll just get a nice big block here. Like so. Let's use up this paint here. You can never get the same print twice because they're so different. That's what makes this really, really cool. Okay. Whoopsie. My box is going to turn over. You can use whatever color you want. That's a first. Use whatever color you want. Experiment with the colors. Just with ink, with paint. Just keep in mind, if you do use the watercolors, to keep in mind that you'll have to fix them if you're going to get them wet after the fact. Okay. I can take something like this, push it down. If I really want to get that pushed down, I'll just roll that back over, pull that up. Okay. Then I can take this, roll that over, and just make a bunch of lines. So the paint here is a little wet, so we're going to get some interesting patterns here. Okay. We're going to get a few prints out of this one. So we're going to do this one first. That's cool. That one. Then we'll do right on top of these dots, the ghost print. Okay. Then we'll do just part of the page here. I don't think this actually took. And not really, so let's do it again. Ooh, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. I'm liking these lines. Yeah, I like those lines. Can you just imagine all the backgrounds that you can make? You can do anything. You can draw on this. You can, there's so much you can do. I'm just using the colors because the paint is very, very thin. Please feel free to use whatever you want. Circles. Now let's try this one again. I can take baby wipe and just go over, which will lightly disturb the paint. Put it down this way. Oh, we got some lines here. Let's go back over. I don't want to disturb the feather one. Oh, what's this one here going to do? That's kind of cool. If we took purple, not a nice color to be using with orange, because it's opposite on the color wheel. You could take these texture tools and you can make some really, your texture tools from Deco Art. This is a great way too to recover from, let's say, a background that didn't turn out so well. I'll use the back of these. This one has a very light print on it. This one. This one. You can get like that. Do I have anything left on this that I can use? Not really. Nope. Okay, that's fine. By using this sponge, I'm getting a whole whack load of texture. Texture, texture, texture. Let's go with some bright green. Ooh, that's really bright. That's a little bit too bright for me. Let's get some mud going. Now I have to slow down as I'm doing this because I'm getting it all over my clothes. And let's see if I can get this to work. Okay. Take really anything, but you get the idea at this point is that you just basically put something down in order to get a print. It can be anything, anything, anything. So this is a floor mat. And then from there you can even go even further. Just touch in there. I'll get another background over here. I have one of these that I actually ripped apart, which would have been nice for a background. Trying to find one that's blank on one side. I'm going to lift this one up very quickly. Okay. Because it's the ghost print. Oh, not much of a ghost print there. This paper is just absorbing everything. There we go. There's our ghost print. And let's see, what else have we got here? We can, oh yeah, die cuts. If you have dies where you pop the stuff out, with this stuff here, you can use that too. So I will just use up what's left over in my roller. Okay, and I can take that, and this is cardboard, a chipboard, so I can press this and it'll lift up the paint. Okay. If you have a clean brayer, you can roll over, or if you have a roll, you can do that as well. Just roll over it like this. Then I can take even something else like this, and that's just going to give me a bit of a lighter print. Make it fast, very, very fast. And these will make some really, really cool embellishments. So this is for embellishments, where I'm going to cut them out, put them in my die machine. Ugh, that one's ugly. That one's ugly. If it's ugly, just use it for something else. You know what? I'm getting sick of red. Let's go to, what's this? Natural Buff. Oh, I like that. Let's try to keep that. And what else have we got? Oh, I've got these bacon package wraps, and this makes amazing chevrons. Amazing chevrons. Let's take one that was already printed on. It just layers. Layers and layers. And then all this nice mishmash here, I don't like that. I've never liked those squiggly lines. Well, let's just use that. That tones it down. Let's see what else we can get. This one's going to be a very dry print. Oh, I love that grungy look. I don't know how much I'm going to get out of this. Bacon packaging or meat packaging. This will give you stuff to make little journal cards. If it's going to work, I have no idea. Yeah, so you can use that for make your own journaling cards. Oh, I have no more paper left. Quick, quick. There we go. We got quite a bit going on here. We got a lot of pages already made up. And when they're all dry, I'll show them to you at the end. What else have we got in here? Just rating this box. Oh, torn paper. Let's do something with torn paper and more bubble wrap. So let's I may actually just grab some more paint. I'm getting sick of these colors. Getting sick of these colors. That's too bright for me. Contrasting colors are nice when you not contrasting like complementary, but contrasting in value, like light and dark. Just don't overblend them. If I take some bubble wrap, this is from Mary, and I'll just put something here. Then take some torn paper. And this will make quite, this would be best suited for an actual, a larger page. Much better suited for a larger, like a full-size page. Because then you can get all the things happening, all the elements, and that's kind of cool. Don't have anything left in here. Yep. Don't worry, I'm going to show you everything. Then I'm going to try to take this off. These I can use for embellishments as well. Okay. I have a funny feeling I am going to end up ripping this paper off because I think it's really dried. Oh, that was okay. Not much happening there. It's okay. It's nothing spectacular. Let's see what we'll get out of this one. Will we get enough? Will we get enough happening? I don't like that, so I'll reuse that. But yeah, some extender. I toned that down a bit. Some extender is actually warranted at this point. Let me get some. This is just a Traditions extender. And let's go with, I'm going to go now to Natural Buff. Because at this point now what I'm going to do is I am going to pull out some other colors because I'm sick of these ones. Now I have the extender in here. This will be workable for much longer, so we'll be able to see the difference. So take into account that, let's say I want to do the same thing over again. Now I'm going to do a full page of bubble wrap. I'm going to lift that up. I'm going to put this down. I'm going to be off camera for a bit. Use that up. You get all this nice bubble stuff. You won't be able to see it though. It's such a light color. What I'm doing is I'm mixing up the paint underneath because I want to start adding some additional colors. We just want to make sure that the chipboard pulls up the paint. Oops, I think I got two pieces there. That's kind of cool. You won't be able to see it quite yet. Okay, let me go get some other colors. And on this, let's get some brown matter on here. You need very little of this. See, the extender's already down there, so it's giving me quite a bit of time to work. Okay, I can layer additional colors if I want. What else have we got in our toy box here? You can take, well, I didn't realize I made this many prints. Holy smokies. You can take where you've done some die cutting. Now I am going to end up getting paint on this roller. You can do that. And this will be fairly dark now. There we go. I like that. It's probably one of the better ones. Let's go here. Stay. Ah, darn. Now we're going to get ruined. Now we're going to get ruined. How in the heck did you turn? How in the heck did you turn? Let's go on this really light one. Go. And you can cut this part out and just use this part. Quite a bit that you can do. I don't know if there's much more. Oh, there's a few. A few. If I take this and just do one light rollover, I wonder if I can get something else coming out. These are the ones I did with the bubble wrap print. No, it didn't really show through that well. Didn't really show through all that well. What else have we got in here? I got so much stuff in here. So much stuff. Oops. Can we do something with torn cardboard edges? Yeah, I'm sure we can. Okay, so let's go into now, let's take some Prussian blue. Mega powerful. Just a couple of drops of extender. Ooh, that would make for a nice print right there. That would make for a nice, do I have something that I don't like? Oh, let's just do it back here. Let's see what happens. That's cool. Love that. Love that. Can I take that? Now all I'm doing this is I'm just pushing. Now, this is removing the paint, and I'm actually putting it right back into here. I don't know if this is gonna, this is really thick. This is really thick. But you can get the idea of all the things that you can do now, right? You can actually have these backgrounds serve, oh, that's neat. These backgrounds can serve for your journal pages as well as actual backgrounds for paintings. So you can do this with canvas too. Okay, what else have we got? Well, let's go over to my stencil, or my stencil book. And I don't like doing it with stencils though, because, not commercial stencils, because I can never clean them fast enough. I'm just going to use the extender right over the palette, or right over the plate. Let's see if I can get something there. Yeah, there's paint there. Now I can take my baby wipe and just pad, or even better, bubble wrap. Wonder if that'll have enough on there. I don't know. No. Darn. 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 Oh, that would have been so cool. No, I think that's all dry now. I'm going to try that again. Stay with me. No. Stay with me. All right. I'm going to prepare the bubble wrap first. And I'll just put it right over here. Okay. And all I'm doing is I'm just putting some paint over the bubble wrap. Okay. Let's use this up. A couple of drops of extender. Back to the pressure plate. I was thinking maybe using a different color. The paint has to be wet enough. If you have a painting apron, you might want to put it on. What happens if I put this right over the stencil? Awesomeness times 100 million. That's cool. Now, if we lift this up, oh, I'm out of paper. Oh no, I get so carried away with these. Oh yeah. Love these. Oh, I went the opposite way. We'll get two different, yeah. So I'm going to use this up because now I have to go find some more paper. So the really, really light ones here. That's cool. I'm not done yet though. Hang on, let me just go get some more paper. I'm going to have to do this again. What side was this on? I'm going to have to do this again. I have to try now to align. Where in the heck was that? Here we go. And if you don't match it exact, it's not a big deal. I don't think I have enough paint on here though. It took me a bit to find. I found one blank. Let's see if I get anything out of that. And then go over on the other side. Kind of cool. Now let's try repeating this step again, because I didn't get to use this part. Oh, that's still wet. Good, 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 good. We need this part here to be not sopping wet. But it needs to be wet, and I just put my brayer in the water. Ooh. Get the bubble wrap right on top of the stencil. This stencil is going to be full of paint. Okay, so I can do two things. I can go right on top of here. A background that's already been painted on would be best for this. So let me grab. Oh, good Lord. Let me grab, let's say something like that. Then you can layer it. Or you can go right on here. So if we go right on here, then we'll get this. Okay, see if we can get a ghost print right away, which will be much lighter. Hang on to that bubble wrap. Go over to the bubble wrap with your stencil, doesn't really matter which way, and then go right on top. Paint is drying just a little bit too much. Oh well. What's supposed to happen is the butterflies are supposed to stencil back in with the dots. You can just see a couple there. Do I have anything here that I can do? Ooh, that's interesting. I'm just going to put a piece of paper on top so my hands don't get, well, yeah, full of paint. Negative. That is really, really neat. Okay, well, that's going to have to be put aside. There's not much more I can do with that. So now what I want to do is I want to just basically go over oh, maybe I can get something left out of here. Just want to basically just give you some ideas of what you can do. It's limitless. It is absolutely limitless what you can do. And the ghost print. This I'll just let sit in the sink in the actual laundry tub for about half an hour with some winning colors. I'm just gonna get my hand wet. Let's see if I can. I have no idea if this is gonna work. Not bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, let me put this aside. Let me grab all the prints and show you how many we actually made. Look at that. And only this many are single-sided. Look how many we made. So we got all these really cool different types. Some you may be able to use, some you may not. But whatever you don't use, I really like that. Paint on top of them. These would make for some really, really, really cool things. And this is just basic stuff. I mean, you can put string down there. You can do a whole bunch of different things. Just going to do a quick flip through. These are really cool. These dry very, very quickly. So these are little pieces that I'm not saying I'm going to use them all. I absolutely love these ones. Now you can use them as is, cut them out as a tag, cut out the individual pieces. You can do so many different things. I'm not saying I'm going to use every single one, because there are some that I just irk me. I don't like these. That's just me. I just don't like them. And these are all these are all the single-sided ones. Now the texture of the paper plays a difference too. Let me grab now. Let me see if I can get a close-up to show you. See the texture of that paper? And see this one? This is the watercolor paper. This is the canvas paper. Much more texture to it. Okay, much more texture. You get some beautiful effects. And this is the watercolor paper. And these ones here, not much happening on these, but these can still be used for borders. My handprint, more of the butterflies. Okay, so you have a really good overview now as to how fast you can make some embellishments by using these. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean all this up, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to grab my big kick. I'm going to grab some dies, and let's see, and some of my punches, and let's see what we can do with these. Okay, I'm standing up for this part now. I have my chair next to me, and I've got my, I don't have very many, but I've got my box here full of my dies and embossing folders. I also have a folder here where I collect tags, so if you don't have a machine like this and folders and dies, we can make some stuff by hand. So I've got the first one is just a Tim Holtz. This is the Paris one. So let's see if I can find something Paris-y looking. Kind of like this beige one. This is kind of cool. So I can just put it in the folder. And I'm working quite quickly. Okay, so bear with me. Very, very fast, because I'm running out of time. You have to alter your plates depending on the thickness of your paper. So let's see if this will be enough. Let's see if this will be enough. Might not be enough. Let's see. Oh yeah, that worked. Oh God, you won't be able to see that. It's so light. Okay, nothing really through the back, but through the front. You know what? Let me do another one that's darker. Let's do the butterfly. Let's do the butterfly. I want this to be on. Trying to figure out which way that I want this to be. Let's do it this way. It's very, very subtle. This wasn't quite thick enough. So now I know with this paper, I probably need to put the other flap down. Okay, with the embossing folders. So let's try another one. Actually, you know what? Let's try the same one because I can line it up. Let's try the same one. Let's see what happens. Heck, what do we got to lose? It's just a piece of paper. It's just a piece of paper. That's better. Here we go. You can see the Eiffel Tower in here. Even on the back you can see a little bit. Then you can take, let's say, something like the metallic luster, and you could just dry brush over this, over the areas that are raised. That would be kind of cool. So the other thing that we can do, you can make tags and labels. Now, this is a die I've never used before. I actually got this at a garage sale. So let's see what we've got. Oh God, you can see how old it is. Alright, so let's find out. Actually, we don't even need that, do we? I'm still learning about this stuff. I don't know if I'm supposed to put the cut side down or the cut side up. Raise the handle, place material rubber against the rubber side, to place the die and material rubber side down. Okay. So if I want to make some tags, some labels, so I can pick something that's got kind of a varied background. Put that on top. The other acrylic plate on top. Am I going to be able to run this through? Yep. And let's see what we've got. Oh, neat. So we can use this piece or this piece, either way.